Well, this week I gave myself a little dig it all challenge. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really great to see you here. Now, you might recall a few videos ago, I found a huge and awesome Palmolive soap token dating from 1910. And amazingly, Mick also found that exact same token, but he found his all the way down in Australia. He was kind enough to send me a picture of himself holding that token, along with his world famous Finding America drop cloth. Well, I have to say, I really hope this is the last weekend that I have to hunt in these crazy high temperatures, because it is wearing me out. Now, this weekend, hot again, and I was only able to detect for about 4 hours. So I decided to give myself a bit of a challenge. I was gonna pick one small area of the field, go low and slow, and dig every single conductive target at the empty field across from the cemetery. Now, it was definitely exhausting, but it turned out to be pretty darn rewarding. Well, this was kind of an interesting signal. It was only giving me an 11 or 12. I dug it up. It's pretty old. Not sure exactly what it is. You can see this, it's kind of like a cup base. It's got a little set screw that went down there. This part, it was kind of coming apart. It's pretty old and brittle, but not really sure what that was. I thought maybe some type of a burner, but I'll get it cleaned up. Just wanted to show it to you because it was pretty interesting and definitely old. But it's kind of cool. I was getting a 17 and an 18 on the VDI on my Equinox 800, and I popped the plug and look what, just sitting like that right in the plug. And I think this is going to be a razor container for shaving. I thought maybe a match safe, but I'm pretty sure this might be a Gillette razor container, but I'll get it cleaned up, see if there's anything on it. But I'll tell you what, they're hard to find complete like this. I mean, the caps on it, yeah, I can see a logo on top here. So let me get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. But that's the first complete one I've ever found. Very cool. Well, look at there. Yep, it's a Gillette. It has a Gillette trademark and it says known the world over. This is one of the nicest ones I've ever found. I usually find half or pieces. Very cool. Well, I'll get it cleaned up some more when I get home, and but that's a great find. I really like it because this will display next to my old razors really well. Just awesome. It's going to be like 20s, 30s. Could be a little older even. Well, this is pretty nice. Was getting like a 21, 22. It was deep, about 7 inches. I finally got it out, but it's a really nice early weedy. And this one's going to be a 1920. Well, pretty cool target here. It's giving me a 25, about 7, 8 inches deep. I finally got it out. It's actually a lid, I believe, to a jar, or I don't know, but it's pretty darn cool. Look at the design on that thing. All kinds of circles with flowers in it. In the center, I believe it says Watkins. So I will definitely have to look into that one. Might have been to a lid to a tin. I don't know. Definitely old, and I love these kind of finds. I always like to see what kind of company and what the product was. Well, that really cool lid that was marked Watkins actually was from the J.R. Watkins company that began business all the way back in 1868. Now JR began the business by selling his very popular liniment door to door in the state of Minnesota. Well, one of the pioneers of door to door sales, JR also found a great way to instill confidence in his product as he visited his customers door to door. In 1869, he decided to put a trial mark line about a third of the way down the bottle. Well, it was a genius idea and a very simple idea. If the customer was in any way dissatisfied with the product, as long as they didn't use that product past the trial mark line, they could get their money back. As a matter of fact, this was the very first money-back guarantee ever to be offered in the United States. And as a result, JR's company thrived, expanded, and his product line grew. So much so that the JR Watkins company is still in business today and has products on the shelves of Walmart, Walgreens, and even CVS. And in 2006, they even brought back the trial mark bottle. This was giving me a 22, about 4 or 5 inches down. I got another cap. This one I can make out of vinegar and I think cider. Now that would be pretty ironic finding if this was an apple cider vinegar cap, as much as we love apple cider vinegar to clean our finds on this channel. It's a pretty neat little thing. I'll try to get it cleaned up a little bit more when I get home. Well, this one was giving me an 18, sometimes a 19. Really deep. 8-9 inches. Finally got it out. And it is a Model T valve stem. The whole shebang right here. It's got the retaining nut, the flanges, everything. So, and this one, yeah, it's definitely been up a bit. But nice old one, 1908 to 1927. And another Model T item. Well, this one was giving me a nice 22, 23, and it was about 6 inches down. And it's some type of old pin. You can see where the pin was on this. I don't know what it was, but it's definitely old. It's got a nice braided rope pattern around the edge, and it's got the green patina. I'll get it cleaned up a little more when I get home, but pretty neat little find right there. Well, this one was giving me kind of a mixed 13, sometimes a high tone. Dug down about 5 inches, popped it out. Now this is a Model T part, but not one I've dug here before. And if memory serves me correctly, never owned a Model T, but I've seen the parts and dealt with them. I think this is ignition coil contact. And very cool, very old, and get it cleaned up, give you a better look at it. But yep, lots and lots of Model Ts in this field. Well, I'll tell you, I was checking out an 8 or 9 signal, and I kind of put my detector down, and it swept over this nice little 19-20-21 signal. And about 6 inches down, I got a beautiful early weedy. Look at that one. It's going to be a 1919 with the San Francisco mint mark, but it's gorgeous. Look at that. So I'll get that cleaned up some more when I get home, but very happy to have found that one. Well, I moved up 3 feet from that 1919S weedy, got a very weak 12 signal, really deep, about 8 inches. And I think I got something very cool. This is how it looks. And I think I've got an early women's pin or brooch. Let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, look at that. Some type of leaf pattern and berries or acorns. I don't know, but that is awesome. I'm gonna wait to clean it when I get home. But how about that? What a beautiful, beautiful piece. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, nice find. Well, this one was giving me a massive 33, 34 signal. And first I thought it was just going to be a piece of junk, some kind of a lid. But then I noticed there was something on it and I wiped it a little bit. You might recognize that logo from some finds I've made in the past, but that's a Richard Hudnut piece, and it's probably going to be for face cream or cold cream, lid to a jar, and you're looking at early 30s, mid 30s for this piece. So pretty cool. Nice old find. Well, I'll tell you what, this was a total garbage signal. It was bouncing all over the place. Gave me no reason to think it was a coin or anything, but it gave me a decent repeatable conductive target. And that's what digging it all is all about. Sometimes you get a little nice surprise. And I did about 8 inches down and I finally got it. I've cleaned this off just a little bit, but I have a 1916 and I think it's got a mint mark. Figures my 1916D would not be a Mercury. Be a Lincoln, but I think it's a 1916. I forgot my loop at home, and but it's in pretty darn nice shape, so very happy to get that one. Well, got a 17 about 5 inches down. And yep, another Model T valve stem. I'm getting quite the collection of Model T parts now. It's just loaded. Well, this one was giving me a really strong 21, 22. I think it was up to 23 at one point. I can see it. I just broke it loose and it looks like it's going to be some kind of a clock frame. Let me go ahead and pull it all the way out here. Oh yeah. Still has some of the gears on it. That's pretty cool. That's kind of a cool display piece actually, and who knows, there might be something on the frame. Usually isn't, but you never know. Definitely an oldie though. Well, this is giving me a really large 13 signal. Dug it out and it looks to be either a very early tie rod to a car or some kind of connecting rod for the steering, but another early automotive part. I tell you what, those Model Ts out here were breaking down a lot. they carried a lot of spare parts, which most people did back then. Well, I absolutely love finding those old Model T car parts. It reminds me of a time when Americans were finally able to travel on their own and get to see this vast and beautiful country for themselves. Well, one reason we find a lot of Ford Model T parts when we're out detecting is that people back then had to carry a lot of spare parts with them. Motoring back in the day was an adventure to say the least. And those crude dirt and rock roads were extremely hard on tires and suspension. In those early days of motoring, breakdowns were common and mechanics were few and far between. So you'd better carry the tools and spare parts that you would need to help get your Ford Model T back on the road again. And when the weather turned bad, the roads got even worse. As the automotive craze exploded across the country, a national movement began to demand improved and paved roads from the government. And their slogan was, "Get the farmer out of the mud." Well, thanks to Henry Ford and his incredible Model T, America finally had a much improved road system and far happier motorists. Well, this one was giving me a 17, about 4 inches down. I got it out, and this must be the day for caps and lids, but this one's going to be a talcum powder cap, and it's going to be an early one too, 1910 to 1920s, right in there. So pretty cool, and I'm gonna keep on going here, see what else I find. Well, this one was giving me a 14. I pulled it out. It looked like just garbage. I got the dirt all broken apart, and I'm really not sure what it is, unless it was like an old pin, lady's pin. But I'll work on it when I get home, see if I can figure it out. But I just wanted to film it just in case it turned out to be something interesting. Well, another 15, another Model T valve stem. That one kind of looks like a mini shifter. But yeah, more and more Model T parts. I don't know. I just keep filming them because I think it's just amazing to see so many come out of one area. Well, this one was giving me a 17, 18. I dug down. I thought it was just going to be some aluminum junk, but I saw the tabs on the back here, and I cleared the dirt clod off of it. Some kind of a bezel. Kind of cool. Probably went like this. Huh. Don't know if it was a keyhole bezel or I'm not get it cleaned up, but it's pretty cool. Definitely an old piece. Well, I'll tell you what, this gives a 12. And man, I had to work for this one. It is way down there. About 8 inches. Pulled out about 8 or 9 rusty nails, and then I finally got some kind of piece of trim here. It does have a design in the center, so I thought I'd show it to you. It looks like it was held on with screws and then sort of slid down in place. So I'll get it cleaned up, we'll get a better look at it, but I have no idea what it went to, but still pretty cool. Well, I'll tell you what, it is just so hot, and the air is so thick, and that dog is so loud. But I was like, man, I'm gonna head to the car. It's been a long day, but as I was swinging along, because you never just walk to your car, always swing that coil, I got a 19 signal, about 6 inches down, and check it out, it's a coin. Now I'm willing to bet, I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm willing to bet it's an Indian, so I wanted to grab the camera and we'll find out I don't even think there's a question about it right now. I think I can see part of a headdress. Oh, heck yeah. Well, take a look at that beauty. Yep, that's going to be, let's see, looks like 1907. Awesome. Whew, that's a 4th Indian from this spot, and that's a pretty nice way to end the day. Oh boy, I definitely worked for this and everything else that I got. Well, I think that Dig It All challenge turned out pretty well, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this episode. Now, as many of you know that watch the channel regularly, I love old cars. And coming up next are some incredible pictures of Americans and their love affair with the automobile. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure, and I cannot wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.